Hi, y'all. How you doing?
Hi
Good
everyone,
morning.
welcome back.
Oi!
Oh, hello. Let me do something here real quick. Uh, but I hope everyone's having a good time today. Thank you so much for joining us because we're happy to have you here. See what shenanigans we come up with because a lot of shenanigans happened last episode. I'm not naming names, but Anthony fucked up. Anywho, if you wanted to watch more of that, go watch our VODs because we have a YouTube. Or if you subscribe to the Hype Goblin, you can watch them. Um, but anyway, thank you all for joining. I am Satan, and I'll be your DM for the day. For these lovely people, I'll be playing every other character that these beautiful people aren't playing. But we'll start off with quick intros, then a little bit of talk about this channel and its lovely hosts, and then a little recap before we jump right in. Let's start off with RJ. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ, but today I'll be playing Roland Granbrook, the cleric, sorcerer, half elf. Yes.
Yeah, I have a group of multi-classers here. But next we have Jen. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Jin. I play Anthony Silverhorn, the Artificer Barbarian. He is a drow, but he's currently in jail.
Yes, he's in jail. And last but certainly not least, our lovely Sarah. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Hey guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, it's an exciting day. Happy to have you here. I'm not nervous at all. I'll be playing Lucy, the Changeling Wizard Warlock, whose dad is currently in jail. Anthony.
Yes. And with that, Sarah, why don't you talk to us a little bit about this channel and what you do here, and then we'll
Yeah,
take it away with a little bit of a recap.
I'd be happy to. Yes, if this is your first time here, welcome. This is a charity channel. I take no financial income from this channel or this game, but we are a viewer affected game. So if you'd like to use bits and subs to affect our game, you can see everything on your screen right now that you can do, as well as down in the information section below. Once Twitch does deem me worthy enough to receive a Twitch payout, all of that money goes directly to the trevorproject.org. If you'd like to donate directly to the trevorproject.org or any of the other charities that we care about that we're going to talk about at the end of the show today. If you make a minimum $5 donation, tweet it at me at the Hype Goblin on Twitter. I will put you in touch with this lovely lady who is DMing for us, and she will create an NPC with you and stick it in the
Yes.
world. And
And have you
yeah,
meet them unless your players derail the entire episode and go and betray some people, and you know that's fine.
it's fine. It's D&D. It happens.
D&D.
If you
It's my favorite
do
part.
if you do not have the ability to donate financially to the charity directly or via the channel, we still want you to be able to affect our game and interact with us. So if you just sit around, hang out with us for a while, get to know our characters a little bit, you'll start earning these things called channel points. If you choose to sub to the channel, you do earn 2 times the channel points with that channel point multiplier, and you can use those channel points to give us things like nat 20s and potions of healing, and both are incredibly important for this group. Especially me, I am squishy.
You could also teach our lovely robot soon to swear.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that out there. Uh,
And that should be it for all of the channel stuff I have. Let me consult my notes that I did take last session. Um, let's see. We had just left the river and we were heading towards Blackmere last session. When we encountered a colorful wagon and Asta, and we kind of did the thing that you're not supposed to do in real life, where we just got into a cart with a bunch of strangers and hitchhiked. And they were a lovely group of performers, and we had fun getting to know them and the various pets that they had in there. And they invited us to see one of their shows in a different town, but they dropped us off at Blackmere, and we were then getting ready to set up a rendezvous with the court changeling. And Lucy got a bit perturbed and also a bit concerned because the changeling was described to her by her patron as being indisposed. And whenever Lucy doesn't get answers, she takes that to mean as they might be dying. So she rushed the group back to court since we could not hand off the artifact that we were going to hand off to the changeling. And once we arrived at court, we learned that Anthony had attuned to the cursed weapon slash artifact,
Yes, you do.
and he drew it on the party in the Lady of Twilight's office, which is magically sealed, magically protected, and she is a heckin' scary lady. So now he's in jail, and everybody is sad, and we're gonna try and get him out. Okay, Rollins fine. Lucy's sad. Fanor's sad. Jack doesn't know what's going on yet. Neither does
Jack
the rest
is
of court.
unaware.
Blissfully unaware.
Blissfully unaware.
But yeah, that ended our night with a cuddle pile, and yeah, and now it's gonna be the morning after. Take it away, Satan.
Yes. As y'all ended up in a big cuddle pile in Lucy's room, all except Anthony. It was just Fanor, Rollin, and Lucy. The morning comes. You're not sure what is to be done with Anthony just yet. None of that has been spoken as y'all left after the attack. He did find his notes, find his journal, try to see what was going on in his mind at the time that this happened. What would you like to do? Are any of you waking up early, taking care of any business? Are you moping?
I think Rollin had woken up early to head into town and then is now coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy would have been up early as well to collect her thoughts.
So yeah, you two are able to wake up early. You would notice that, unlike usual, Fanor actually sleeps in and just stays in bed even if he does wake up later on. But you are able to wake up once you are through in the court. If you walk through, you notice that things are a bit more, just a slight hint of a somber air, as and a more serious air as this had happened. You don't know if everybody knows the details, but should you ask, there was a incident in the Lady of Twilight's office. That's all people know. But for there to be an incident there, people know it must be serious.
Lucy will be spending the morning looking through the notes of what she translated. And then she's gonna go to her patron's office once office hours start.
Yeah. As you go, there you knock, and there is a pause before the door opens for you. No who's there or words are exchanged as the entrance appears to you, and you do see the Lady of Twilight there. Even though she does have this air of getting things done and seriousness, it is much more intense today. And you see that she's not sitting at her desk, but is actually standing, looking what would be a makeshift window. You know, there's no windows in this room, but it is actually a very lovely, um, mo- uh, it's not mosaic, church windows.
Stained glass?
Stained glass. There we go. Thank you for that. This lovely stained glass that depicts different color flora, and it does to anyone who just views it quickly, it would seem like a window because it does have a light coming through it, but you would know that this is an artificial light. But she is standing almost she's standing in a
Contemplative.
contemplative way. Words are hard today, apparently.
I got you, boo.
Thank you. That's why I love you guys. Yeah, and in that way, staring at it, what seems to be a goblet in her hand, as she stands tall, and usually she wears very loose fitting outfits, but she has something. It's not a full armor. It is something akin to that with certain like it has she has pauldrons and a neck piece, as well as um the pieces that go up her leg, and you can also see it like a form to her this time. And without turning to you, you hear her voice. What can I do for you?
Well, don't you look like the badass bitch who's about to take over the world. You should dress like that more often.
Hmm. I'll take that into consideration.
Maybe add a few more spikes, make yourself look a little scary. Possibly some glitter.
Noted. I'm sure you didn't come here just to comment on my fashion choices, Lucy.
No. But I thought we'd start out easy.
She finally turns to you and gives a nod, and you see that her usual mask is just she has this mask that goes up into like a helmet with a crown like appearance to it, but where her face would be is just black and you just see red eyes. So it's akin to a dread helm. And she sits at the desk and then motions for you to sit on the chairs in front of her.
I spent most of last night sitting. Sorry, but I'd prefer to stand, honestly.
As you wish.
Lucy will take out her notes that she has translated of the journal, and she's notated in the margins on some of them. I spent all night translating this. Well, not all night, but it felt like all night. It was just a few hours, but it sucked. I had to learn a spell.
Poor you.
What conditions are you keeping him in right now?
Agree conditions agreeable to what he did.
I'm trying to help here, so please don't give me a fake bullshit answer. Does he have a window? Does he have food?
No. He's being fed. I'm not starving the boy man. I'm not starving the man. But he's in a dark room. No windows, no exits. Anti-magic.
I want to go talk to him. Before anyone else does.
Why?
Because what you have him in is going to do more harm than good. And it's going to break down all the trust that he's built with you. I mean, attacking us notwithstanding. Lucy ruffles through the notes and goes to the part about the war and after the war and Fanor finding him. It's taken a lot for him to trust you. I'd prefer we don't shatter all of that now.
It's
We won't
taken a lot for me to trust a lord of a once enemy country. Bring them into my court, put my trust in them, allow them access to my resources, work for me, and assign them a very important duty. He was warned about the items, yet he comes in, attuned to one, and attacks me and mine in my own office.
It doesn't add up. With what I know about him, with what I've seen him do, he would never hurt you, or me, or Rollin, and he's just getting to know Rollin. The Anthony I know always has everyone else's best interests at heart, even if they go against his best interest. and that includes you. He's betrayed his own country to try and build a bridge between you and it. And it's not out of malice or an attempt to manipulate. He genuinely wants things to be better. He always has.
Yes, but he has a deep flaw. And that
Yes.
is the thirst for knowledge. He put himself and the rest of us in danger to gain knowledge of something that he was very much warned was dangerous.
I don't...
Whatever he did after the item, when he was attuned to it, I can accept the influence, but he willingly accepted that influence into himself, knowing how dangerous it could be.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think he would have attuned to it if he knew there was a danger to myself or anyone else there. I think he was being manipulated, maybe by the object or by this god that we don't know is really dead. I was dreaming about that exact sword before I ever laid eyes on it.
And did you attune to it? Did you give
No.
in to what it told you?
No, but had it been in my bag, I might have. We don't know what it did to him. I need to speak to him and get those answers. You won't get any out of him if you send him in with Shadow and Echo. He'll shut down.
He will
I
have a
would.
hearing.
A hearing
can
with
ask
people
him
that
those-
he knows people don't currently trust him. That's not going to work. Let me talk to him. You can watch through my eyes. You can get your answers. I can ask your questions in a way that will make him feel comfortable, but let me do it.
And if I say no,
Then you aren't the fair and just ruler that I thought you were. I want to protect this court just as much as you do. This is my home now. I have no interest in putting it in danger. I also have no interest in seeing my family ripped apart when I finally have one.
I'll grant you this. 30 minutes. You will be accompanied by someone.
Rollin. I need someone in there that he also trusts.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Don't.
You can use your nat 20s should you wish.
I rolled a nat 20 for a 26.
Oh, there
Do
you
you-
go.
It's never been easier to persuade your patron with D&D Beyond. I could cry with that roll.
I will allow you, Rollin. But Bryce will be there with you.
Outside the door.
No. He'll
If
be
he's-
inside, waiting by the entrance with you. He will not be unshackled.
I need him to think that I trust him.
I
need-
think you don't trust him.
Well, I don't trust anyone, so...
We all know that's a lie, dear.
Bryce and Rollin can stay by the door. I'll go in. If I'm comfortable unshackling him, I'll unshackle him. I'm gonna do what I need to get answers.
Bryson Rowling will go with you inside the room. He will be shackled by the hands. The rest can be let go. And you will be washed by me and others. He will not know. That is as much as I can give you. Don't push your luck. We still don't know his mental stability. We still don't know if whatever influenced him has a grasp on him, and I will not sacrifice you or my other courtiers for that. We don't
Fine.
know what a lingering effect that sword had because it's dangerous, like I warned all of you constantly.
Fine.
As much as I would love to be personal and give him freedom because I understand his plight, I must still think of the safety of my court and my courtiers and my warlock.
And I'm thinking about all that too. I'm good at my job. Let me do it. Please.
There will be others waiting outside in case of anything. Should you need to, you call out.
Thank you. I don't think it'll be necessary, but I understand.
Good. Any other topic you wish to discuss with me on this morning?
I'll just leave you with this to look over.
Is this all that was in his journal?
She's handing you another paper with what she thinks Anthony will need coming out of this. Something to ruminate on. Pending my conversation with him.
There will be a hearing pending your conversation with him. You can prepare him for that should you wish.
She'll just nod and get up.
The door will open for you. I'll send Bryce to your door when you can go and talk to him. Do not speak of what you spoke with Anthony to Van, or he is too involved in this.
I have other questions for Fanor.
Like what?
Something happened when I wasn't there that involves the two of them. I want to know about it.
Keep me updated.
I plan to. She'll walk out.
Goodbye, Lucy. The door closes behind you.
There's no coffee in my hair, excuse me.
It's fine. It's just a new hair mask. So, Anthony, you are still in this dark room. You can feel the grasp on powers that you used to have been not completely cut off, but dampened, weakened to the point where they are useless. Your scientific brain, as with any smart person, can assume that you are anti-magic. An anti-magic room. It is dark, similar to the darkness that you once saw in those dreams. There's no red glowing light, but you can almost feel something trying to connect with you that cannot. Something that is powerful enough to get close enough to this room where no magic is allowed. You feel it in the back of your head. A familiar sensation, that an insidious sensation, similar to the ones in your dream. You have been in this room for hours, maybe a day. You're not sure. Time, you can't tell time passing in here. It's dark with bare necessities, not even a comfortable bed, but a chair stuck to the floor. You've been giving beads of nourishment. You've been washed over. By who or what, you're not sure. Do you do anything specific during your time here?
I think if he's able, he would find some chipped rocks or make chipped rocks out of the wall. And he would go full math nerd on the walls and just start doing complex formula, just writing them down across the walls.
Yeah, you could. You are shackled. You have metal around your arms. You could try and um, hit the rock with your shackles and take rock, chip it to make something to write with. It would hurt. It will hurt. So you have wounds around your hands and your wrist, but you're able to. Nothing. A rock not big enough to really do much with, but enough to able to write.
Mhm. If he remains shackled, he'll actually tear the bed sheets and wrap them around and underneath the shackles, just to alleviate some of the bruising he knows he'll get from.
There are no bed sheets.
Take those bruises then.
You do have your own clothes should you wish to tear a jacket or a shirt off. All right. Roland, after your trip to Hazelbridge, you do get a call from to meet the Lady of Twilight in her office. Roland. Yeah. After your trip to Hazelbridge, you do get a call to meet the Lady of Twilight in her office.
Oh boy. He goes to his chest, cranks that bad boy to 11, and gets out his wheelchair.
Okay. As you go, before you even knock, the door opens for you, and you see her in her ever intimidating form sitting behind. I dropped something. Sitting behind her desk.
Well, good morning to you, my lady.
Good morning, Dr. Rollin.
I haven't gotten my doctorates just yet, but it's nice to be appreciated.
Rollin, after the events of last night, I'm going to get straight to the point. Did you notice anything changing with Silverhorn in your time from getting the artifact to last night?
From a physical standpoint, no. He's been mostly above board, actually. A bit high in the blood pressure, but man his age sounds just about right. I haven't been able to give him anything in the sense of what's the word? Mental evaluation. That isn't exactly my specialty, but I can recommend a few of my colleagues who do.
Interesting. And as a traveling companion, did you notice anything off about him during those last few days?
Off isn't quite the word I would use. This party that Master Feanor has set me up with is an interesting bunch, to say the least.
That is definitely a way of describing them.
I don't know any prior accounts to Mr. Silverhorn's behavior prior to attuning to this cursed sword, aside from what I already know. So if there was any drastic change in behaviors, I wouldn't have detected it unless I'd been there for several months.
All right. I have talked to Lucy this morning and she wishes to speak with him. She wishes to speak with him and wishes for your company.
I'll do my best to make sure that they're both comfortable.
Yes, I am aware that I will not be treating him the same way I treat others, as it has been brought to my attention that there are better ways for us to get information out of him, and I trust you and Lucy to do that. I will be watching. He will not know, or he can assume should he wish.
So that would be a no on the requisition for an Iron Maiden.
Not yet.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that then.
Let's hope that you will be accompanied by Bryce in case of anything. The room itself is an anti magic zone, so that will apply to both of you as well.
Would I be permitted to bring some of my instruments in? I'd like to take some readings while I'm there.
Yes.
No scalpels.
No scalpels, no. But yes, you will be allowed to do an examination should you wish. I will allow that much,
Thank you, my lady.
of course. Just be careful. I know you have not known him for long, so I know you do not have the same attachment to him as Lucy. I don't. I trust in her judgment, but I also know this is quite personal for her.
All right. I'll take that to heart then. Well,
She is good at her job, I do not doubt that. But she will need a friend, I'm sure.
what I can't provide in medicine, I can probably provide in friendship. Unless it's something too extreme.
You've always been a good one, Granbrook.
Thank you, my lady. Well, by your leave then. I've a few more things to do today before this meeting with Mr. Silverhorn.
Of course. Please do be careful. Should you wish to have a guard with you, I can provide that as well.
No, I think one should suffice.
All right. One will accompany you then.
And he will give her a deep bow.
Goodbye. She'll open the door and close it for you. But you can go with the guard. We can say it's Joa because we all like Joa here. He's a red tiefling man. A bit of a, not a bit, but he's a himbo. We love him. But even Joa has a more serious attitude today. But he will go with you. And whatever you wish to get, unless you wish to RP it out.
What's the word on the street, Joa? Or rather, what's the word in court?
Well, not much. We just know something serious happened. No, that's not. I feel like we don't know the details because that would be way above our pay grade. We just know there was the situation in the Lady of Twilight's office, so that in itself is enough to cause worry, to be honest.
Right. I'm gonna need to have you promise me that whatever you hear coming out this place, you're gonna have to keep to yourself.
Oh, yeah, no, always. I don't mix business with pleasure unless I'm playing strip poker with Lucy and the others.
Roland will just give him a playful shove as they walk.
I'll invite you next time.
No one wants to see any of this.
Well, you'd be surprised.
They'll walk.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't talk about the ongoings of court outside of court. I value my life and my job too much.
That's you know what? That's a good attitude to have, Joa. You're all right by me.
Thanks. All right by me too. And he gives you maybe like a much too hard pat on the back. Oh, sorry. Softer pats. But
Thank you.
he will go with you to wherever you wish and accompany you throughout the day. Um, are you just looking for items right now, or will it take a longer chunk of the day?
No, he already grabbed the items he needed early in the morning, but
Mhm.
he is gonna go over to Feanor and check up on him.
Yeah. He has transferred from Lucy's room back to his room. Uh, and he is you usually see him very well put together. Right now he is in pajamas and a robe. And his hair is what is usually nice sleeked back is just kind of like bedhead, but kind of like brush fingers through it before he answered the door. But you see a very tired look on his face and
Have you
some
had
sadness
breakfast
in
yet,
there.
Master Feanor?
I have not. I will get to that when I can. Good
Joa,
morning,
breakfast?
Rollin.
And Roland will just blow past Feanor to start cooking.
All right. I don't have a full kitchen in here, but you may do with what you wish.
You only really need 3 ingredients: butter, eggs, and bread. I can make you eggies in the basket, no problem.
All right. Joe is excited. He's like, "Fuck yeah, he's in a basket." He says it like just like that. And he just comes in and gives Feanor a nod. He's like, "Gotta do my job," and comes in and sits down. Uh, well, I'm glad for the company, but is there anything I can do for you, Rollin, other than you cooking breakfast for me?
I'm just making sure you're all right after the events that's transpired.
All right is a very vague term, but yes, I am here.
Well, it's good that you have the wherewithal to at least clothe yourself.
Yes, I do. I do not wish to cause anybody else more trauma.
It's just an awkward head tilt as he flips the toast in the pan. Mm. How long are you going to sulk, Master Feanor?
I'm trying not to. I promise, but it is usually with things I've had experience handling them at least once and I know what to do. I do not know what to do here.
Well, if pardon my candor and rudeness, but if I were in your situation, I don't think I'd have the time to sulk. I'd be out there researching.
You're right. It's hard to not let a wave of sadness and sorrow overtake me as it is. I'm of a very emotional nature, and I am trying my hardest. If I wasn't, I would cocoon myself in a corner of this room.
You know
Quite
what?
literally, by the way.
He'll look over to like a silken cocoon that's like
Yeah.
strapped on the ceiling. Ah,
You
ah.
say. But
You should really save your grieving for the dead. Anthony is still very much alive and still very much needs our help. And I'm going to be checking up on him, so I'm going to need a pair of hands to do some research for me about whatever the hell is going on with him.
I have not had a chance to really get all the details, but let's see if he knows. I'm gonna make an intelligence check for him. If my computer loads. Let's see. Sure. Well, well, it's not rolling. My dice roller is not working. We'll just do this. Yeah. With a 17 plus 5, he has a pretty good handle on things. Oh, now it's rolling. Okay. I would say it has to do with whatever it is that you all picked up. I know you've been after these artifacts, and I know my husband enough to know he is quite of a curious mind, unfortunately. But I will have to ask permission to do a bit of a deeper research. And I do not know if the Lady of Twilight will grant me that.
Would I know of Kat?
Yeah. They have mentioned her enough, and you would be aware of the contacts the party would have from the court, or adjacent to the court.
Well, I know Kat might be able to look into some things. If you could get your hands on the sword, let's see if we can discern the nature of it. Maybe a protection from good and evil will help us out on the next one.
I will ask, though I feel I'd be pushing my luck asking for that.
Yeah, let's give it like a
What
week.
Yeah, let's give it like a week. But if I am permitted, I will contact Cataclysmia and I will search with her. I will speak to the lady. I know I am close to this, but I feel like that would just give me more drive to figure this out. No, right?
Yeah. Ron will clink 2 plates on the table with eggy toast and nod his head.
Thank you, Roland. You're a good man.
Remember, Master Feanor, save your grieving for the dead. Do what you can for the living.
Right, you are, my boy. Joe is excited to just dig in. He's already like halfway inhaled this breakfast. As Fanner starts eating, and then and then like maybe half a minute after that, Joe is like done. He quite literally just.
Gingerly plunks a coffee in front of Joa, like, Jesus.
He just kind of takes the cup, like, oh, thanks. Yeah, give me more coffee. And he'll just start drinking it. But you can spend your time with Fëanor and making sure he's all right in the morning.
Mhm. And then I'll ping Lucy to ask what
Mhm.
time we're meeting up.
I don't know. They're sending someone to my room when we're allowed to go down.
All right. Would you like some company then?
It beats pacing my room on my own if you'd like to come join me.
Oh, we could play canasta while we wait.
Play what?
No? Gin rummy? How about Pharaoh?
I know how to play poker and I know how to shoot crap with dice, so I don't know what those are.
Oh, honey, I've got a world to teach you.
Roland can't see her face, but Lucy just has like that it's the oh, what's her name? She's in Stranger Things. I can see her face.
Millie Bobby
No,
Brown?
no, the mom.
Oh, Winona Ryder.
Yeah, it's the Winona Ryder gif of like trying to figure out what's happening. She has
Yeah.
no idea what he's talking about. These are words.
Yeah. You can make your way there. And actually, Joe will go with you. Fëanor will say that he has permissions to ask and things to do when he will get dressed and leave his room.
While she's waiting for them, she's gonna shoot off a sending to Jack. What time is it, Loomberry time?
It's morning. I would say if it's like 9 o'clock your time, it's like 10, 11, 12, 1, like 2 or 3.
Yeah, she'll wake him up.
No, it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, in the
He's
afternoon.
awake.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
I don't know how time zones work in this world, obviously. Jack, how soon can you come back to court?
Depends. Is everything okay? Oh, clearly not. Okay.
No, and I can't tell you why.
Believe it or not, I've gotten used to that answer from anything that has to do with court. So,
If I tell you it's because I just need you here, is that enough?
yes. Of course.
Fast as you can, then?
Fast as I can. I'll be there in a moment.
Thank you. That's it. That's all she's got.
Mm-hmm.
She is back and she's wearing a hole in the
Mhm.
floor in front of her door while
Mhm.
she waits for Len.
But Rollin, you can reach your room. Joa will be with you. So there's a friendly face. Is there anything you wish to discuss, or are you just playing cards?
What do you think we should do?
Hmm. Hmm. Rollins thinking.
I gave the Lady of Twilight this, and she'll hand him a scribbled copy of what she thinks Anthony may need. Pending our conversation with him, of course, but I don't think... I think he's a victim, not a criminal.
Right. Innocent until proven guilty, or at the very least, we know the cause. I agree with all these points. Keep his mind busy, if needed, but keep him under lock and key in Feanor's. At least then he'll have someone he's comfortable with watching him.
That's what I thought. Should we take something to eat with us? Should we take him food?
I doubt they've been feeding him down there. At least anything healthy.
Lucy sends a sending to the kitchen. She orders chicken noodle soup and her like custom grilled cheese to be made and put in like an enchanted container to stay warm until she can take
Yeah.
it down to him. And keep the
You
bread
can do
crispy.
that.
It stays warm and it keeps the bread crispy. It doesn't get
Yeah,
soggy.
this is a magical world. Of course, this has already been invented. Duh.
I will invent the perfect Tupperware in D&D, god damn it.
Sidetrack, but I was in a game with a few other players that basically invented the hot pocket in D and
Nice.
D. So shout out to you guys if you're watching.
um yeah, she'll order that cuz Jack told her that when people don't feel well, they like chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, you could
That's all
do
she
that.
knows. And then she'll probably continue pacing with them there.
Mm-hmm.
She won't sit still.
Yeah. Um, Joe is standing guard at the door. He's giving you all your time to talk, should you wish, and doing his job. But eventually, you will hear a knock on your door, and he will answer. And as he steps out of the way, he reveals Bryce. For those who don't remember, Bryce is the head of the guard here at the court. They have deep brown skin, shaved head, much more decorated armor for their station, and their eyes are a golden color. And they have a few gnarly war scars on their head that you can tell. But they come in and they look you over with their signature, very serious face. Are you all ready to go down and talk to Silverhorn?
She'll nod and pick up the Tupperware. I'm glad she
Food.
assigned you. He respects you.
Better.
All right, Joe. This is where we part ways today. Thank you again.
Yeah, of course. No problem. You're welcome. If you need me, I'll be around. And looks to Bryce doing my job.
Not having eggy toast in the good
No,
doctor's
I
house.
am definitely protecting you. Bye. And he walks out. And you see Bryce, I believe I gave them, I won't double check because it takes too long, but they have a very intimidating looking spear next to them. Um, and once you are ready to leave, they will lead you out of the main court building. It is a short. Oh, they have a wicked looking glaive, is what they have, not spear. Uh, Next to them, but in silence, they will, unless you make conversation, they will not start one. They will walk you outside of the court, and just a few minutes away from the main building, there's a building that you know to be the Central Guard Station. And Lucy, you are aware that this leads to deeper dungeons. So you walk in, people, there are guards there. Some of you look your way, some of them keep doing what they're doing, but you are taken to the unassuming wooden door, uh, and they'll open the door for you both to go in, and go in behind you. And they will move forward, stand in front of you, and say, "Keep up, stay close, don't get confused," and start leading you through the under not under that the underworks of this building. And as you are moving through, you don't uh, Lucy, you're aware, I don't think crawling you would be, but uh you follow Bryce. And if at any point you try to map out your directions or where you go, and you realize that you're unsure of them. You're not sure if you turned right or if you turned left, if you're going backwards, or if you're already went down 2 floors or three or up four. It's very confusing and it's very much done on purpose. So should anyone escape their holding cell, it'll be very hard to escape the building itself. But eventually, uh, you do get to a hallway that's lined with 4 guards, 2 on each side, making it just it's wide enough now for one person to go through at a time with these guards on each side. But all you see is a blank stone wall, almost like a dead end.
I'm
And
assuming this is it.
yes,
She said he hasn't had any light in there.
no,
If you don't mind, I'd like to take a candle in. Ease him into it. It'll be easier on his eyes than a light spell or suddenly opening up a window.
there are no windows, and magic will not work in there, including your own.
Well, good thing I have a candle.
Bullseye lantern.
You can do that.
Candle first. Lantern second once he's used to it, if you don't mind.
Well, that's the neat thing, and you'll open and close the shutter like a
Hmm.
dimmer.
I need to get one of those.
He'll hand it to you.
She'll light it and then hand the food to one of the guards that's going to stay outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
These are enchanted to keep it warm. Can you hold on to it for a moment?
They nod and take it. But Bryce will put their hand over the wall, and you see an entrance appearing. Um, and Anthony, you see a bit of a small glow of light coming from the wall as it slowly appears, and you see a silhouette. The silhouette itself, they move sideways and let you, Lucy and Rollin, step in. What do they see, Anthony?
They see a oddly still rather composed looking Anthony, though his hands, knuckles, and wrists are bruised and bit scraped and scuffed. The walls are covered in math equations from where the door had opened to a wall he's currently standing on or standing by. His boots are actually next to the chair neatly, as if he intends to go get them later, but he stops and looks towards the door. All right.
The door will close behind Bryce. They are standing uh, by where you would assume it would reappear. They don't say anything, but they let you, Lucy and Rollin, do what you need. Uh, oh, they will say to you, Lucy, if you need a table, a chair, or a desk, or anything of sorts, do let me know.
A table and 2 more chairs, if you don't mind.
They will press their hand to the wall, and the rock at the bottom will rise up to make a a table, not in full shape, but it is a full like rectangle that juts up from the ground, and almost 2 stumps uh made out of rock in a way that will mimic a table and chairs.
Convenient.
Very.
She'll set the lantern down on the table and open it a little bit. And then she'll go over next to Anthony.
Lucy, you do feel the familiar sensation of another presence with you. You're aware that the Lady of Twilight is watching through you.
What are you working on?
Equations.
If she looks at them, does she recognize any of them that would be in the journal?
The first sequence nearer to the door, yes, but these are newer sequences.
What are the ones by the door?
They're the first series of robots and like the complex behind the robots, like math equations and how he went through building it. You recognize it as the maths that basically made Soon.
You're doing your equations on Soon again.
He's due for an upgrade.
You know, if you upgrade him any further, he's going to get even sassier.
That's the point. He's the prototype.
Do you feel up to talking for a bit?
Do I have a choice?
If you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to.
If you don't want to talk to Miss Lucy, then I advise you take your shirt off and I can get to doing my job.
Oh, okay. You're not Shadow or Echo, thank gods.
No, I'm not. It's me. And Lucy will switch to her true face in front of him.
Well, I wasn't entirely sure.
Rowan will take a respectful step back as she transforms.
What?
Sometimes people don't want their true face to be seen. I'm just being
Well, I get mine's not much to look
conscientious.
at, but...
You know what? I could leave right now. And he's just gonna start mumbling something as he heads over to Anthony and like applies a poultice to the bruising on his wrists and feet. It's I think lavender and what's the other one? Pomfrey? They're anti-inflammatories.
Lucy will take him by the elbow and lead him to the table in the chair. Are you up to eating? I have chicken noodle soup and that grilled cheese that you liked that I made before. Jack told me people like chicken noodle soup when they don't feel good.
Yeah, he digs into his pocket and pulls out the nutrition orbs and sets them on a table. I'm not eating these. They're gross.
Lucy will nod to Bryce to open the door back up and get the Tupperware.
They do so. They hand it to you, Lucy.
Thank you. I had to keep him outside the door. Magic doesn't work in here. If you didn't want to eat it, I didn't want it to get cold. So she'll take it out, and she has like the safety spoon for him.
Thanks.
And she'll set his journal on the table. I didn't want anyone else going to it, but I thought it might give us some answers as to what was going on. I had to learn a whole new spell. Why'd you have to write it in Draconic?
Only a handful of people know Draconic.
Well, it was a pain in the ass. Good work. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
You're here.
That's not an answer.
It's what you're gonna get today.
Well, she's only allowing me 30 minutes with you, so I guess I'll take it. Why didn't you think you could talk to me? Something happened when I wasn't with you all. And you felt like you couldn't talk to us.
When I was traveling Torstenberg, but the group I was with,
Mm-hmm.
presented a correspondence between myself and the Lord of the Black Mountains.
Mm. The hot dragon.
Yes, the Hot Dragon. The initial reaction was favorable. I reacted poorly. They reacted poorly. Fanor agreed with me in the end, yes, but the initial reaction put me off. It was better to keep it away. I wasn't ready to confront those feelings again.
What feelings?
Doubt, I suppose.
Their doubt or your own?
Both.
Would you mind telling me what you wrote to him about?
I had told him I had perished, and that while our old contract was expired, I wouldn't be opposed to a new one, as he is a brilliant mind, and I don't think that's a resource we can waste. Not now. Not with everything. Yes, I understand the complexities of evil and what he is. I get that. Don't get me wrong. But he is a resource that we can use because he is knowledgeable.
Hmm. I think it sounds like a good idea. Can you put in there that he has to be shirtless the whole time that he's working with us?
I don't think he would approve of that, but I could ask.
That's just for me.
All right.
I can understand why they might have had that knee-jerk reaction, though.
Yes, reflecting on it, yes.
You didn't exactly take Fanor's ex well.
No.
I
But
think
I'm
it's all.
fairly loyal. I wouldn't do anything untoward more than I have.
We all know that. That's why I just threw a temper tantrum in my patron's office until she let me come down here.
You should be careful.
I am.
Patrons can withdraw their magics from you.
I'm aware. She has the power to kill me. Big whoop. Get in line.
Now, Mr. Silverhorn, this is going to get really cold really fast.
What
and
are you
he
doing?
puts a stethoscope to his back.
Why?
I need you to breathe.
You warm it up.
Oh. He pulls the stethoscope away.
Down, Rylan.
Well. And then he puts it again against his back.
Thanks.
You had some other theories in here. Not
book of theories, yes.
well. Thank you. I'm Captain Obvious, apparently.
I thought
Eat
you
your
were
damn
Lucy.
sandwich. She'll flip through a few pages. This memory ball thing. You think there could be more?
Possibly. I mean, it would be wise not to put all your eggs in one basket.
And you think it's possible to be, you called it a soul jar?
Yes, it's a containment jar. Wizards usually have access to it. Pests would know more.
Hmm. Do you think they have to go hand in hand, or can you replace one without the other?
From what I understand, if there's enough will behind it, probably could separate them out.
Hmm.
You don't need them side by side, but it'd be convenient to put them in one place. But if you need to pull them apart and store them elsewhere, yeah, I don't see why not.
I was thinking more about replacing what was taken. One and not the other.
That's cool.
You were having trouble trancing?
Yeah, I don't really understand this whole elfie-ness yet.
Have you asked Fanor about it yet?
A bit more of culture things more than sleep wasn't exactly on the top of my list of questions.
Gross.
Chanting is new, and I thought I was just, I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong. I don't exactly meditate.
When you did try to trance, did you experience anything unusual? Other than trouble trancing? When we were getting near to the temple where the artifact was, I had a dream. I saw that sword clear as day, and I felt how powerful it was and how scary it was. Do you remember feeling anything like that?
I just remember there was an absence of thinking. There was a void between me starting my trance and me waking up.
Roland, do you know if that's
That's
normal?
all I really remember.
Typically, when elvish folk trance, they reflect on the past lives they have. Considering that Mr. Silverhorn here is newly reincarnated, there is nothing to reflect upon, so maybe outside influences could get in easier. It's all conjecture.
Something to consider.
Have to go. Well, technically, they don't go into. Oh, what's that realm? It's basically the realm your brain goes to when you go to bed.
Dreams?
Your subconscious?
No, there is actually a specific.
REM cycle?
With no, yes, but no. We'll get into the specifics later. But trancing in itself is a separate entity. I hit my space bar. What did I do?
You broke
Trancing
it all.
itself is its own separate entity of rest.
So you're a semi-subconscious state?
In which you may or may not be aware of things going on around you, but it is a meditative state. I would suggest if you try to do it again, find something to concentrate on. A nice
So
memory.
he was doing math theories.
Have you ever told him how much of a nerd he is?
All the time. Daily. Every chance I get.
Mr. Silverhorn, you're a nerd.
Yes, I am a nerd. I'm also a very accomplished inventor. Thank you.
Is it possible that his need to nerd out while trancing could also let something slip in and manipulate that.
Perhaps.
Not quite like manipulating a
If
dream, but his need to solve something.
why he went all grabby handsy on the sword.
Is that the official term in the reports? Grabby handsy.
Yeah, it's the medical condition that you have, grabby handsy. The cure is to keep them to yourself. Dunk. But I'm not here to berate you.
Anthony, why did you attune to the sword? If it was dangerous and had the potential to put us in danger, not just you.
I don't know. Well, in part I do, but not entirely.
Do you remember what was going through your head at the time?
That it was the right thing to do. That if we did this, we could do it to the others and lock them away, understand them, get an edge on things, bring order to a growing chaos that we are hopelessly outmatched.
Well, next time you get the notion to experiment on yourself, you should defer to your board of ethics. And he'll point to himself and Lucy.
Yes.
Why did you break your own rule? You were very adamant with Jack and I when I wanted to know what it would feel like to come in contact with Silver and gave myself this. She holds up her hand and the pocket watch-shaped scar on it. I thought you were going to be pissed at me for weeks after that.
To be fair, I was, but I'm very good at hiding that boiling anger. I don't know. It just felt like it needed to be done. That if there was an understanding, we would be better off.
Did it feel like the times that Gaunt has directed you?
In a way, but darker. Like slipping beneath the surface of something.
Have you felt that influence since?
Now, it can't reach me. It wants to reach me. In a way, I want to reach it.
Please don't.
But I can't tell whose voice it is.
I don't think any of us can figure that out yet. I thought it might be something like that. She'll flip through the journal to the final entries. I did decode the whole thing, and when you are... Please don't take this the wrong way. When you are stable and in your right mind, and you're not in pain, your thought is logical and neat. and concise. And when something is hurting you, either physically or otherwise, the entire way you write changes. The way you think changes. Your penmanship changes. Look at what you were writing about the sword. It changed.
I don't remember writing that.
Have you ever had more than one of these blackouts, stretches of time where you don't remember something happening?
Mostly when I trance, but I thought that was just me.
Would you mind flipping through this and flagging anything else that you don't remember writing?
Yeah. Pulls the journal over and flips through a few pages and taps the view of these pages. I don't remember this, this, or this. Definitely not that.
Bryce, how much time do I have left?
You have 9 minutes.
Well, I hope you're not afraid of needles, Mr. Silverhorn.
What are you jabbing him with?
I need a blood sample.
Exactly.
I need a blood sample.
Why?
I wanted to check your overall glucose level, but also there might be something inherently wrong with this new form. Maybe mentality is conflicting with your biology. Maybe I can discern something that we can't see.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm known to find the vein every single time. Flick the wrist a bit.
Fantastic.
What, do you want me to kiss it to make it better?
Please don't.
Does Lucy's ability to contact her patron work while she's in the room?
No.
Okay.
So give it to me in a very brutal, honest way. How much time do I have?
Hopefully, several hundred years. I don't think you deserve to be here.
No.
I think, with everything you've just flagged in here for me, and what I know about you, and what my patron knows about you, I think you weren't acting of your own free will. Yes, you may have been influenced based on your predisposition to be curious about everything and anything. But if that's something that was exploited to the point of you going against us, I don't think that I can hold you any more accountable for that than the time that we were awful to each other in that stupid Fey house.
I could also put in a recommendation that to not exacerbate your condition further, we relocate you to somewhere a bit more amicable.
I'd like that, but to be frank, I broke my contract, I broke my deal, and I quite frankly endangered a lot of people by
If you were
actions.
not within your own mind, your contract is still valid. You were not acting of your own free will. Your contract is only valid if you act out of your own free will. If you're influenced by something else, whatever's trying to get at you now, then yes, it's a sucky situation, but you're not entirely in the wrong. I know that you like to think that you're a burden and a problem and that people would be better off without you, with what you've written in here, but you have never once been that for me. I was incredibly angry and on a warpath, and I would be dead 10 times over had I not met you. You've given me the one thing that I have always wanted, and that's a family. And I'll be damned if I let some god or anyone else try and take that away from me. You think I was pissed before? I'll light the world on fire and make a new one.
Yikes.
I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to make sure you're protected. And I'm going to make sure that you get help to work through whatever is affecting you and has affected you. And then,
I advise safeguards. This room is keeping me away from magic.
are you okay to be in here a little while longer?
Not the worst place I've been.
Bryce, can you send word to ask if it's okay to leave him with the lantern?
It will be fine.
Thank you. Would a new journal and a pencil be okay as well? I don't think she'll want him redecorating every inch of this place. I'll have to keep the one that I've already translated for now.
I will ask of that.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I don't want to push my luck for now.
All right.
Actually,
You have 2 more minutes. Yes.
if she'll let me, I'd still like to lobby for taking him out of these shackles. It's not like he can hurt himself in here. It's a room.
You'd be surprised.
If you wouldn't mind asking for me anyways.
I will.
Maybe some bed sheets. It's cold.
Well, if we have 2 minutes, there's the sound of a snapping rubber glove. Mr. Silverhorn, long
Ted
overdue.
just greets your face and pushes you back. No.
Sorry, but I'm trying to bring a bit of levity to your situation, or brevity.
I am healthy in all those aspects. Thank you.
We'll be back for you, Mr. Silverhorn.
Is there anything you'd like me to say to Fanor?
He deserves better.
Not possible. He already has the best. And she'll put her arms around him and hug him and kiss him.
Kiss the top of her head, then boop Ryland's nose. Please stay out of trouble. Things I'm making for you aren't complete.
I'm sorry, you're the one telling me to stay out of trouble. Who's trying to bring brevity to a tense situation now? And
He
he'll
just laughs.
bop Anthony on the shoulder.
When you do get out of here, if you don't mind, would you teach me how to swim?
Yes?
Fine.
You hate the water.
And you hate talking about your feelings, so you do what you hate and I'll do what I hate, and we'll meet in the middle.
All right.
Time to go.
She'll shake on it with Anthony and give him another squeeze and then go, leaving the lantern.
Miss Lucy, what do you think about unseasoned porridge as a punishment?
What?
It's like a fate worse than death, right?
Ew.
I like porridge.
Unseasoned?
Yes.
You'd be surprised at the things he likes.
Ah,
I think he
something-
just likes being miserable.
As you head out, the lantern is hooked on the wall with a hook that appeared and slowly moved up to the corner of the ceiling, out of your reach. Anthony, Bryce ushers the two of you out, and with those few last words, you are by yourself again, Anthony. And with that, we'll go to break. By the way, thank you, Saluna, for the follow. It is pretty heavy what we're going on, but my little telenovela. I'm so excited. Anyway, we'll be back in 5-10 minutes, so don't go nowhere. See what happens. Bye.
Bye. And we're back. Hey y'all. How you doing? Everyone good? Everyone hydrated? Does everyone have water?
I have ginger ale.
That counts.
Oh, water. I know. Ginger ale counts. That's fine. I drink ginger ale all the time. Hey everyone, welcome
Yeah.
Raiders. Welcome Stella Luna, our new follow. I'm so excited to have y'all here. If this is your first time here on my channel, just a little quick spiel about me. Um, this is a charity channel. I don't take any financial income from this channel, so you'll see things like bits and sub perks that you can use to interact with us in the game. If you'd like to do that, just so you know, everything that comes into this channel, once Twitch deems me worthy of receiving a payout, goes to the trevorproject.org. Um, as a member of the Alphabet Mafia, it is very important for me to give back to that community. And they provide wonderful crisis counseling and support for LGBTQIA plus youth. And yeah, if you would like to just hang out around here and use some channel points like Jen just did to teach our robot a swear word, give us nat 20s or give us potions of healing. We love those perks as well. Um, yeah, and that's it. I'm excited to meet y'all. Welcome. Satan, take it away.
I'm gonna take it away. So you are led away from where Anthony's being kept. Anthony, you now have a lantern. There's light in this room, but you are taken away straight to as you go into the main court building. You assume Bryce will leave you there, but they actually motion for you to follow all the way to the Lady of Twilight's office. And there, you wait a moment. Bryce doesn't knock, but the door opens and you see that she's not alone. She has two people with her. One, you know, to be the face of Beltane, the Archfey of Spring, and and next to him is the new face, a taller woman, pale skin, blue hair up in a high ponytail, with blue robes that have golden pauldrons and a neck piece, as well as other. Um, the names for armor pieces are falling out of my brain, but she has armor all up her legs. And you see her staring at the group of you with piercing eyes. Um, you see a whip at her hip. Um, and there seems to be a sort of glow to her. But you're let in, and Bryce stays at the door while the Lady of Twilight motions for you to come closer and sit.
Can I have a moment? Lucy's gonna gesture to the drink cart.
She'll just wave a hand.
She'll get a drink and then down. She pours herself a reasonable sized drink, downs it, and then pours herself a second one and sits down.
Mm-hmm.
Roland will pour himself like 2 fingers of whiskey.
Yeah, you can.
Lord Beltane, always a pleasure.
Ah, Rollin. How are you doing, my dear boy?
As fit as a fiddle.
I can tell.
Hello again, Beltane.
Hello, Lucy dear. How are you? Well, don't answer that.
She'll just nod.
Mhm.
Done anything to annoy Titus lately?
Dear, that is my part of my job. Is a requirement.
Just off in the distance, Titus. Oh, God damn it!
I
hope
had
he's doing
him
well.
rearrange leaves, and I had him do it in a way that he had to rearrange them by color from spring to autumn. There were about 300 leaves.
On a tree or on an or just On a
It was a
table.
pile of leaves, and then he had to do it on a table. I'm not that cruel to have him do it on a tree. But that is a good idea. I might implement that later. Maybe I am that cruel. Who knows?
Give him our love when you see him again.
I will.
So, I'm guessing you all want to talk about what went on there?
The Lady of Twilight just nods.
I think he should stay put for the moment.
I agree.
I've I asked Jack to come back for me, but I'd like to clue him in and have him work with Asha on something that could provide the same effect but allow us to remove Anthony from the room. Maybe something he could wear that would provide him some protection.
Are you gonna give him a ankle bracelet? Like
I'm gonna
house arrest?
I'm gonna give him a goddamn tiara of house arrest.
That is possible, though. I am concerned with the people involved in this situation have too much of a personal attachment.
He needs people with a personal attachment attached to the situation. He's he has a lot he needs to work through. He's wary of being yelled at just for expressing an opinion or an idea. The people who help him and work with him need to make him feel heard without the knee-jerk reaction that everything he's doing is wrong. It's the same thing you've done for me, time and time again.
I can take that into consideration. Though I am worried that if you also were affected by these dreams, I may no longer be able to assign you these jobs.
They need to move on to someone else. That's your call. I haven't had a dream since the one that I told you about before, about the sword. But I think there is inherent risk in anyone who goes after these artifacts for you being compromised. Anthony didn't know that he was even writing these things in his own journal, and he has it with him constantly. If you have the notes that I gave you handy, I'll flag the accounts that he doesn't remember.
She hands you the notes, and you see they've been looked at, marked, flagged, very much read through.
Lucy gets she'll get from her the equivalent of those post-it
Yeah, like
arrow
little
things.
flag sticky notes. Yeah.
And she'll mark each one. They all correspond with times that his handwriting's changed. I thought going in, when he's being influenced by an external source, he records his thoughts differently. I think that right there is an accurate timeline of when he started being influenced by it, whatever it is. Whether it's the sword or something else.
All right. I'll look them over with new eyes. Is going after these artifacts something that you wish to keep pursuing?
Yes, more so out of spite than anything else. They attack someone I care
Spite.
about. I want to lock them away.
Spite is a powerful driver, I suppose. Well, I will still assign you to this. You are in the group of people closest to me that I can communicate with. And Mr. Grambrook, I trust in your judgment and in keeping an eye out now on anything strange and unusual going on. And Lucy, I trust that you already know the signs.
The signs are that there are no signs.
Yes, but loss of memory, loss of time, change in handwriting, those little things matter.
I'll start keeping a journal.
Good.
I'd
I'm
like.
more concerned with the royal we that he uses.
I think whatever that is, that's what's trying to get at him now. He said he can still feel it. Well, you've heard that. I don't know if you two were listening. But he said he can still feel it even there. It just can't get to him. So whatever is preventing it that you have set up already is working. But I don't think it'll be healthy for him to stay in that room for long. And he's one of the most brilliant minds that I've ever met.
Hmm.
He has the capacity still to do a lot of good, and he has done a lot of good.
The line between brilliance and madness is quite thin, my dear.
I know, people call me crazy all the time. That's how I know I'm so brilliant.
Speaking of brilliant ideas or crazy ideas, Miss Lucy, a moment of your time. And he will head over to a section of the room to speak privately with Lucy.
Okay.
So I might have fibbed a bit when I said that I was drawing Anthony's blood to study it. Now, permission-wise, this will go through you. But in the case that he does break away from these safeguards that we'll put in place when he eventually does move, we could track him down using his own bodily fluids. Or I can just proceed to do what I set out to do normally and study his blood.
Hold on to it. Let me think about it.
I'm gonna need a bag of holding.
I can provide you with one.
Thank you, my lady.
You're trying to have a private conversation in my own private office. That is not that large, dear.
I
Well,
wasn't going to try and tell him how dumb it was. I was just going to let him do it and then have you deal with it.
I had assumed that, well, you know what? Screw whatever I assume. Let's get back to talking.
Lucy will punch him on the arm.
There's other people in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are just watching us.
Having a hushed conversation. Anyway.
By the way, Rollin.
Hmm.
She can literally listen through my eyes at any time, so.
But your eyes are for... they're seeing.
Mm-hmm. She can actually pilot me, too. It's quite fun. She can even use my abilities.
Calculus woman gif.
That is true. But, Roland, I think you have a good idea. It is a good security measure. and I would wish that you feel comfortable enough to discuss those with me.
I think we should do the same for each other.
That makes sense.
And anyone else you have working on this, if anyone else goes astray, they can be tracked down.
Of course. Speaking of which, Lucy, this is my paladin. And you see the tall, pale skinned woman look at you and give you a nod. Her name's Megara. She has been training a paladin associated with me as well. His name is Milo. He will be accompanying you.
You have paladins now,
I do.
attempting to ascend to goddesshood.
No, dear, that's way too much work.
I thought you enjoyed the paperwork.
Hmm. Maybe. But you two may speak should you need. I've known Megara for a very, very long time.
Pleasure to meet you. Lucy will go over and offer her hand.
She'll offer her hand and look at you, almost in an analytical way. Pleasure to meet you too. If you do have any questions about Milo, he should be joining us soon. But do let me know.
Milo.
Yes.
Well, I think the first question is, who the fuck is Milo?
He is a paladin that I've been helping train.
Hmm.
Not a paladin of our lady here, but a paladin nonetheless.
Of who?
No one. He is an oathbreaker.
An oathbreaker of who? Sorry, I'm a little sketchy when it comes to gods at this point.
He can let you know once you meet him.
All right.
All right. Well, if we are done here, I can take you to him, or have him brought here, however you wish. Or if you need more time, we could do that as well.
I've got all the time in the world right now, it seems. Lead the way.
All right. And she'll look over to the Lady of Twilight almost for permission, and she will nod her head, and Megara will give a bow. My lady. And she will turn on her heels and leave the room, the door opening for her. As she doesn't look back, but she's expecting you to follow.
Lucy will leave with Rollin and link arms with him, and she'll just turn over her shoulder to the Lady of Twilight and go, "Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous," and then turn around.
She just nods, and the door closes behind you. But
Is,
go
Something the
ahead.
matter, Miss Lucy?
No, everything is fine.
I detect a bit of a increased pulse in your.
Shut up.
You know what?
Do you need to go to the medical ward before?
No. Nope. Mm-mm. Fine. They don't. Nope. I'm great. Please, lead the way.
She just looks back and gives like a raised eyebrow.
Roland shrugs.
Right. She'll walk quietly unless you start a conversation with her. But in the main room of the entryway of the court leads to a main room where people come and go and pass to go to their different destinations. But you will see there a person. Jen, what does Milo look like, and what is he doing as he's waiting there for his teacher to bring in who he will be working with?
Milo is a rather short-statured person. He only stands about 5'5" at best. He has silver gray hair, bright blue eyes, warm brown skin, freckles kind of across his face. He's wearing a very garish orange jumper and black pants with really odd green boots. And he's kind of just sitting on the floor putting something together. And when you come in, he pokes his head up and stands holding a kind of flower crown and goes over to Megara and hands it to her. So I made the flower crown for you, miss.
Oh no, he's
Charming.
baby.
Thank you, Milo. She'll take it. Milo, this is Lady Lucy and Sir Rollin, who you will be working with under the strict and direct orders of the Lady of Twilight.
Sounds good.
Good.
Nice to meet you, folks. I'm Milo. If you have any questions, you can ask. I don't know how good I'll be at answering them, but I can hopefully get them.
When was your last medical?
Like yesterday, I made sure I get checkup every other week.
Good lad. Well, I am Roland Granbrook. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you.
Lucy.
Nice to meet you.
Milo, make sure you help them however you can. Don't disappoint me.
Well, I haven't yet, miss, but I'll do my utmost best not to.
Good. Remember, you are doing this, and it will, when you are doing this, that it will reflect on both me and the Lady of Twilight's judgment.
Yep, you told me that before. Still scary then, as it is now.
Good. And she'll turn to Rollin and Lucy. Anything else I can help you with?
Lucy just stares at her from it. No, no, no. That's. Are you in court often?
Not very. Why?
Curious, I haven't seen you around before.
I take care of duties outside the court for Our Lady.
Hmm.
Interesting to meet her new warlock. And she'll give you like a once over.
Lucy gives a very over the top bow.
Geez, you're real fancy, Miss Lucy.
Not particularly, but.
Interesting indeed. Well,
Hmm.
I will be here for the next few days if you have any questions or anything you may need.
Excellent.
If that is all for today, I'll be going.
Ah, miss, what should we do with this? He picks up Soon, holds him upside down. Kim found me the other day and just don't know what to do with it.
I'll take
I
him.
don't know what that is, Milo.
It's soon. He's a friend.
Then you'll take care of it then.
Sure.
Milo, like I said, I will be here for the next few days if you need me.
All right,
You know
miss.
how to contact me.
Yes, I do.
She'll give the group all together a once over. And just like briefly quirk an eyebrow. Goodbye. And she turns and walks away.
Yeah, she's the nicest person I know.
Rollin hands Lucy a water skin.
Lucy doesn't even notice he's handing her anything.
Or
She just
would
watches
you,
the hot paladin leave.
would you much rather a handkerchief for the drool?
What? I'm not drooling. I don't do that. Do I? Do I do that?
A bit.
Shut up.
In my line of work, Miss Lucy, there is only a few things that I've learned, but one of them is shoot your shot.
Mm-hmm. So,
Sounds good.
are you jabbing me with a needle now or later?
If you ask nicely.
Now or later, please, sir.
I was joking, but we can do it now if you want.
Milo, just to give you a bit of an update, you would know why you were brought here to look for these artifacts. You are aware of the situation at large. You don't have many details, but you have been briefed on what is needed to know. So, but if you have any questions, let me know, and the voice of this world will answer. But yes.
What is the meaning of life?
42.
God damn all of you. I love you all.
But this is Milo.
So, Mr. Milo, what do you specialize in?
Well, I kind of just make sure everybody stays up, make sure everybody gets what they need. Healing, help, mostly protection, I guess.
Interesting. Well,
And you're
I'm. Sorry. Go ahead.
And you're an Oathbreaker paladin.
That's right, ma'am.
To what god?
Used to be to Malar, the beast god.
Why'd you break your oath?
Kind of sucked, to be honest, miss. And I didn't want to serve an evil god anymore. It wasn't my thing.
I can respect that.
Lady found me about 5 years back, and here I am.
Seems she and Anthony both like adopting strays.
You have no idea, miss.
I assume we're walking and talking to the medical ward.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get to the medical ward, usually you'd see the face of Fan over there, but he's not there. But the other doctors are there. There is a waiting room before you get to the rooms where people are staying for medical purposes. But Rawling, you have free range over the medical ward. They know who you are. So if you wish to ask for something or go somewhere or use certain equipments, you are free to do that as you wish.
Home sweet home, I guess. He'll sit Lucy down and kind of give her a once over and then pull out a syringe. You might feel a slight pinch.
Fine.
All right. Flicks her wrist, finds the vein, extracts some blood, hands her a lollipop.
Thanks.
Oh, this one's it's kind of like a chocolate bonbon on a stick. You bite into it, some liqueur comes out.
Ooh. Can I have another?
I mean, don't take too many.
She takes
You
like
just-
5.
Oh, there she goes.
I
You
want
can't
one.
put chocolate in front of Lucy.
Chocolate liqueur in front of Lucy. He'll turn to Milo and get a new syringe. Sorry, Mr. Milo, but new operating procedures. I'm gonna need to draw some blood.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Holds out his arm.
Stick, hole, chocolate bonbon.
He takes 10.
Now there's none left for me.
Gives one back.
Oh.
If you wish to leave the vials of blood with someone so they can give them to the lady or wherever you wish to put them, you can do that. But
Lucy
other
will
than
leave
that,
that decision up to
Hmm?
Rollin.
yeah,
Oh,
it's for Raleigh, yeah.
He'll parcel them up and then ask an assistant to run it to the Lady of Twilight. She can probably keep it better than they can down here.
Yeah. You have a feeling that she has where to keep these. But as you leave the medical ward, you see a slightly disheveled Jack in the entryway, kind of looking around, almost like just leaving the circle, the teleportation room. And he's just trying to like
Jackie,
gather
my
his-
boy.
Oh, Rollin, hi.
Lucy
Hi.
makes
Hi.
Hi, Lucy.
Lucy makes a beeline for him and just hugs him.
Yeah, he hugs her like really, really tightly, and just says, "I owe a few favors, but I'm here." Just kisses the top of her head. But he looks to Rollin and says, "How have you been? Everything you working with? Yeah, you are working with them. I forgot we went through that last time. Sorry, my head's a little bit of a scrambled." And he turns to Milo. "Hi, I'm Jack," and offers a hand.
Ah, Mr. Jack, I'm Milo.
Milo, nice to meet you. He's still like holding onto Lucy with one arm. Yeah.
From against his chest, there's a very muffled, "He's been assigned to work with us."
It takes a moment. He's like, "Oh, okay. Why? Where's um?"
Hey, Milo, can you come with me over here? I think I see a pixie.
Well, the pixies shouldn't be in the medical ward. They should be out in the garden. Well, you better go get it.
Why don't we go to my room and I'll tell you what I can tell you.
He's not dead, is he?
What am I allowed to tell him?
Not dead.
Tell him he's under house arrest for very stupid decisions.
Can I cover what that was?
Yes, he does have a.
He's level-headed. He can handle it.
What is it? What's the clause in like a contract? Non-disclosure. He does have a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, bye.
He's not dead, is he? He repeats, and like
No,
looking at you.
He's not. Just I can't talk about it in public.
Let's. Come on.
By the way, I have my own room now.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
She'll walk and talk.
Mm-hmm. He'll walk with you. So things been going fine back home. I kind of rushed the last few bits to be done, but if you push them hard enough, they'll actually sign the paperwork in time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So Shadow left before me, and they left me behind, so I had to find my own way here, and I owe a lot of favors now.
How on earth did you get back?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
I made it to Hazelbridge, so that's what was important. And then I went through the teleportation building and I came here.
Why didn't you just have your mother teleport you to Hazelbridge? She teleported us there once.
She was at work and I didn't want to bother her. And I didn't know she could do that. So, well, sucks to be me. Let's go. And he'll like
He
open
pats
the
his arm
yeah.
and laughs.
And he'll like kind of go into your room with you. Fancy.
It's mine. She'll
I
sit
like
down
it.
by the fire.
It's got all those aerial things.
It's the reason why I don't have a sitting room. I got the same amount of space as everyone else, just less walls.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. It seems very you. So he'll sit with her.
Anthony's currently under house arrest.
I'm not surprised. What happened?
When we went in after the artifact, prior to getting there, he and I were both being manipulated. He was the one carrying the actual artifact back with us, and I think along the way that manipulation escalated on him. Whatever it was is still trying to get to him, but luckily the Lady of Twilight's wards are so strong within her prison that he can feel it trying to get to him, but it can't reach him. So he's safe where he is for now, and he understands that. We're looking for a way to deal with that problem and protect the rest of us. I ask that you be a part of that team. I don't know if she'll let you or not, but
Okay. Well, good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see. And you see kind of like his mind instantly goes to problem solving. So you can see the gears kind of turning when you look at him. And
That's our
he's
Jackie.
sitting. Yeah, he's sitting. He's leaning on his knees and has like a pensive face. Okay, so being not possessed but influenced, have we thought of something a bit stronger than a maybe like a ring of mind shielding to help him add into the wards?
I don't know. The room he's in doesn't allow for magical items, so I don't think something like that would work.
Oh,
Um,
makes sense. Uh,
I think
do you plan on keeping him there?
no. I don't know what she plans on doing, but I saw him today, and even he agreed that it's the safest place for him right now. It's not pleasant, but I've asked that he be provided with a new notebook, as I have his journal as evidence towards his innocence. Well, somewhat innocent, but evidence towards his manipulation, I guess. It's been a long day.
It's all right. He'll pull you closer and give you a hug.
I made him a promise and I failed him. I didn't see that he was being manipulated, and I promised that we both promised that if we saw one of us being manipulated by these forces, that we'd do what was necessary to protect each other and the rest of the group, and I didn't see any of it.
You can't blame yourself for something you didn't see. These, whatever it is that's manipulating him, clearly knows what it's doing. But we're aware now, so we deal with the information that we have now. in a way, it's lucky for us that it did not end up in his death or worse. So, we'll deal with what we have right now. We'll focus on that, not what could have been. We move forward, okay?
All right. I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad I'm back too. Just gonna give her a little kiss.
I think it's okay to let you see this. Can you read Draconic?
Yep.
Great. I had to learn a damn spell. She'll hand him the journal and she'll go over it with him, what they know so far, and point out all the areas where his handwriting changed and he flagged that he didn't remember writing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He looks it over. With a discerning eye, and kind of flips back and forth between the penmanship when it's not him completely and his normal one, and almost seeing if there's like a change in ideas as well in what he's inventing or writing. But
The change in
he,
penmanship is how I caught on to what was happening.
yeah, okay. Does he seem normal now?
I think he was upset at first. Expecting the worst. Expecting to get yelled at and blamed.
Well, yeah, that's Uncle Anthony.
I'm gonna lobby that when he gets out of there that your family be able to come visit him and help in whatever they want. I'm also gonna ask that Bracken come too. It seems like he helped Anthony after the war a lot. Deal with things.
I don't know how much help having the family there would be.
He just needs people who support him unconditionally.
I don't know if Mom will be able to visit often as she's now
No.
Lady of Bloomberry, but I know if I tell her as much as she needs to know, she will make time. And of course, everyone else as well. That's not. I don't doubt that. Do you have a plan where he would stay? How's Vanor doing?
Vanner's home preferably. I think they need a lot of time together.
Yeah. How's he doing? This couldn't have been easy on him.
Sad. I think we were all upset at first, but not at him. At least I wasn't, more at the confusion of it all. He drew a sword on all of us in the Lady of Twilight's office.
I know he's stupid, but
He's never once acted out against me or anyone else that's an ally.
no, that's not his. If anything, he would give his own life to protect yours and those he considers allies.
I know.
That's a clear indicator that it wasn't just him.
We'll need to get permission before you can explain it to your family, but when you do, if I can't be there, please stress that it's a delicate situation and he needs to be treated with kindness and not scolded. It wasn't his fault.
I know. I understand, and I will. I will.
Could have just as easily have been me. Or Rollin. Or anyone else who traveled with us.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think if my if I'm reading all this right, they attack his biggest weakness, that is his thirst for knowledge.
I thought you'd understand.
I do. Thank you for telling me. And I will be here working on this, but I'll also be here for you. If you want, maybe later today we can take a trip to the chocolatier.
I think I'm gonna need extra. How much do you think I weigh? Can I get that much chocolate? No, double. Double my weight in chocolate. That's what I want.
I don't think I have enough gold for that, but I will try.
Head swivels in Lucy's room's direction and medical practitioner.
She'll
There's
hand
something wrong
Jack.
with Force.
She'll hand Jack one of the chocolate liqueur lollipops.
Oh, hey, Roland gave me this all the time. He'll just pop it.
What are you doing that Rollin's giving you lollipops?
He gives me my physicals.
How often?
Whenever I need them. I think they're like every other month. Maybe less. He's done it at least twice. It's just a checkup.
RJ, shut up.
I mean, he's fit.
She'll just lean on him and watch
Yeah.
the fire for a bit quietly.
Yeah,
We can.
he'll stay with her. He'll quietly like take out a book and hand it to her. It's a new trashy romance novel.
She smiles quietly and opens it and starts reading aloud.
Sorry, my cat was fighting my door to try and come in.
Let
But
Sadie
she's in now.
Let the void in.
She's in now. She checked the room and left. But he'll spend his time with you there, laughing with you as your little weird hobby continues. Rollin and Milo, is there anything sorry, I hit my mic. Is there anything you're specifically doing?
How do you feel about undead, sir?
To be pitied, honestly.
Nothing against them being summoned?
Why?
No reason.
Insight check.
You can do either a persuasion or deception check, Milo. Whichever you choose.
I got a
Sure.
16.
Okay. Let's see. 24.
24. No
Fucking what?
reason. No reason, Rollin.
Oh, you netted. Okay.
Yeah, I netted.
Okay. Oh, well, I guess. We fought loads of undead when we were in Limberry. I
Mm-hmm.
felt very sorry for them.
I guess the dead are to be petty, but honestly, they're kind of just jackasses.
Head tilt. What do
Nah,
you
hold
mean by
on.
that?
Pulls out a bag and sets it down. He mutters something for about a minute, and you see a skeleton pull itself out of the bag.
And there is a What? Why? What? Why?
I dug him out of the grave once, and he's been sassy ever since, and I don't think he really likes me.
Yes, you went and desecrated a grave to get a pet skeleton.
To be honest, it was one of the people trying to kill me, so fair's fair in my book.
I can see why he's a little sassy. Why are people trying to kill you, Mr. Milo?
Oh, because I was a former paladin, no longer that former paladin's gone, so a lot of people are pretty pissed at me.
Is this gonna become a problem?
I don't think so. It's been 5 years on. This is about a 4-year-old skeleton.
So I'm gonna assume this is gonna be a problem.
Maybe. It's only a problem if you make it a problem, Mr. Ryland.
Hey, Lucy, when you want your anxieties exacerbated, come talk to me.
I never want my anxiety exacerbated. What? Why? What did you do? What did you do?
Why are you assuming it's me and not the new kid?
Why? Did he do something weird?
He
What is
summoned
it?
a bloody skeleton and said he got the bones from someone trying to kill him.
Does he have more than one?
Do you have more than one, Mr. Milo?
I do.
He does.
Excellent. That's all you hear.
Why doesn't it sound like your anxieties have been exacerbated? Why do you sound pleased?
I call this one George. Takes off the skeleton head, puts on a different skeleton head. This one of a tiefling. This one's Frankie. Pulls off the head, puts another one on. This one, I don't know, but I think it might be a Gith, but I don't know. I've only read about Giths in books. Takes off the head, puts on the original head.
Flabbergasted. I'm sorry. What?
I don't know what's so hard to follow. I've got 3 skeleton heads.
In the distance, you just see Megara giving a look over at this display. Walks away.
Well,
Miss Magaris, that would be a good way to, get retribution and still be able to keep my head. So now I have 3 skeleton heads, so I'll have 3 skeleton bodies, but,
great. If I so happen to pass under your watch, please leave me in the dirt.
No, you're not mean to me, so you're all right.
Right, so it's only the mean ones.
Yep. This is their punishment.
Would you like to get a drink, Mr. Milo? I could certainly use a drink right now. It's only... Oh, dear, it's only 2 in the afternoon.
Let's get some bourbon.
You know, you were like right here
Mm-hmm.
for me. Now you're up here for me. This has been a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm glad we went on it together, sir.
Just an arm over Milo's shoulder as they walk.
I love Milo. But your day passes. There's talk. You see a lot of people coming and not coming and going to the court, but passing with purpose throughout the different hallways and entryways of the court. You see, actually, Lucy, are you still in your room for the rest of the day? I
She'll
know, Sadie,
stay.
I know.
She'll
baby.
stay there for a while, and then in the evening she'll
Yeah.
ask the Lady of Twilight if she wants a drink.
Okay. Um. All right. towards the evening, you ask her if she wants to get a drink. Takes a moment to reply. Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Okay. The message that she would actually send to the Lady of Twilight is,
Mhm.
care to have company in your room for a drink? No shop talk. Lucy rolled a 7.
I can't dump the moment. I'm busy cleaning things up.
She'll leave it.
It's not too late after that message that you hear a knock on your door in a little, like, a little musical pattern.
All I heard was the ringing of your mic stand.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So, in a little musical pattern,
Okay. She'll go answer the door.
you see Beltane with a bright smile in front of your door. Hello, dear.
Hi. Can I help you?
Can we speak in private?
Come on in.
Looks to Jack.
You signed an NDA with her, but if you're not comfortable with him here, I'm sure Jack can busy himself elsewhere.
He just looks to Jack again with no words. He's like, I know where I'm not wanted. And just starts leaving.
I'll let
See
you
you
know
later,
when we're
Lucy.
done.
Yeah. He'll kiss the top of your head and leave. Oh, how sweet.
What can I do for you? Do you want a drink?
No. And it's interesting because as soon as the door closes, his smile kind of just drops. And he sits on one of the chairs in front of the fire.
She'll go sit down with him.
I am concerned, Lucy, about this whole situation and its effects on your group, and more importantly, Lady of Twilight.
How is she doing?
Busy as always.
Is she taking any time to look after herself?
He just raises an eyebrow at you.
Fair enough. I didn't think so. I tried to persuade her to have a drink with me. She didn't bite. Pun not intended.
Interesting. Well, you just pop in on her. That's what I do. I don't ask permission.
I've asked her for a lot of things today, but I'll think about it.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm peachy keen, dear. Busy myself. Titus has been doing well. If you are interested in that, we can talk about him some other time. I would hate to put more on your plate, but as you are her warlock, you seem the right person. I've already talked to Megara. Just keep an eye on her when you can. Now that
Alright.
you are more aware of people changing and differences in their attitude, keep that same awareness around her, just in case.
I already know that these things tend to have an effect on her. I've got an
They
eye on
do.
it. Do you think I should move back into her rooms?
I don't know if she'd allowed you.
I've burned my way once in there before. I could just blow up another room again.
It's not going to be as charming as it was the first time, dear. I promise you that.
I know. It was a joke.
I know. But just be aware. You're a smart little cookie.
If something does happen, should I reach out to you first or someone here?
Reach out to Ezra. He can reach out to me. But if he is here most of his time, he will be able to deal with it sooner rather than later, and I'll follow quickly after.
All right.
This is a very delicate situation.
Well, believe it or not, I'm just not just her warlock. We're actually friends. So
Well,
I have her best interest at heart.
interesting. It took me at least a few decades to become her friend. For her to admit that I was her friend, at least.
I just got her drunk.
Hmm.
Next time, try that.
She would never drink around me.
Well, technically, she was in my body at the time, so.
Kinky.
I've never gotten. Well, I have gotten drunk. It's been a long time since I was drunk. She lowers my tolerance.
Well, she hasn't really drank in a while. Let's just say that.
Maybe I'll invite her out to watch another sunset. Or a sunrise this time.
I think she'd like that. We've convinced her that a public hearing, no matter how small the group is not convenient for this. Hence why some of us were in her room when we came back. So,
Thank you.
of course, he will still he will still need to state his case to her.
I think we're all aware of that, as is he. But even for him to be taken out of there into her office, I don't think it may be safe.
Yes, that is true. This could take many days. Unfortunately, bureaucracy wins sometimes.
Well,
Uh,
Jack
even when
already
I'm involved.
Jack already has some ideas on how to potentially protect him. I'm sure he'll be in touch with Asha to work on them as fast as he can.
I'm sure. I trust in the capability of the people involved in this mess. But good talk. He'll stand up. Should you need anything, contact me third.
If you ever need me, let me know.
You'll know.
She'll just nod and smile.
She's very important to me, Lucy dear.
She's very important to me, too.
Glad we're both on the same page then. Enjoy your night. He'll stand up and leave. Is there anything else any of you wish to accomplish this night? Okay. I think let's end it a little early here today. And we'll come back next week with possibly a guest. Who knows? I
Mm.
know.
We
I
all
know.
know. Just say it.
Yeah. So we are lucky that next week hopefully we will be joined by Saucefire for a guest for the next mini arc that's coming up. So if you know Sauce, he's amazing. He is the reason we had to put a limit on our hydration breaks because he exploited them and made us want to go to the bathroom a lot. But if you don't know Sauce, check him out over at twitch.tv/Saucefire. It is excuse me, it is in the chat thanks to our lovely host. And if you like puns, go watch him. If you don't, go watch him. But with that, we will end our little session today. And as always, we will give you our, instead of doing outros and seeing where you can find us, all that information's down below. Our handles are in the overlays. We're gonna each talk to you about a charity that we're backing. Let's start with Jen.
I'm Jen, and I back the Bail Project. It is a non-profit organization that combats mass incarceration by disrupting the money bail system. They wish to restore the presumption of innocence, reunite families, and challenge a system that criminalizes race and poverty. They are on a mission to end the cash bail system and create a more just, equitable, and humane pre-trial system.
Thank you for that. RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm championing the Black Visions Collective, which is a black, trans, and queer led organization that is committed to bleh, dismantling systems of oppression and violence. I bit my tongue.
And before our lovely host, I'll give my own little spiel. Hi, I'm Satan, as you may know, and I back the Love Loan Foundation. They are a therapy fund for Black women and girls. I believe in just the U.S. I could be wrong. That give that supply them with free therapy sessions. They will work with. They are partnered with organizations like Therapy for Black Girls, National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network, Talkspace, and Open Path Collective to provide Black women and girls free mental health, free therapy sessions, and provide them with the mental health care they need. And I've always been a big believer in the importance of mental health care, especially in the times that we're living on. So if you'd like to donate, links are in the chat. Thanks to our lovely host again. And if you click those links, check them out, see what they're about, and if that resonates with you, please donate whatever you can. And if you can't, at least put their name out there and share these awesome charities with others. And last but not least, we will head over to Sarah, our lovely host, our lovely producer, and as these other players, one of the reasons that this game still stands. Mhm. Yeah. You could have, if she had gotten one, she could have used one to persuade the Lady of Twilight to have a drink with her. But she'll get her eventually. Yeah. She has a lot of work to do. She's a busy lady. Girl boss. Sorry. Yeah. Bye.